Globally, there has been dramatic weather events and extreme concern over extreme heat. It was recorded as the hottest month of June on Earth in terms of as long as we have recorded temperatures, and now NASA scientists expect it to be the hottest July and possibly August as well. Scientists say that 2024 could well be hotter than 2023. So why is this happening and what can we do about it? Joining us now, John Nain from the World Meteorological Organization. He's the senior heat advisor there, and Dr. D.S. Pai, senior scientist at the IMD. But first to you, Dr. John, what do you see is the reason for this? Were these expected events or are these completely unpredicted?
We have seen an emerging trend for standing waves, stationary patterns that lock in the big anticyclones that mean that the heat waves sit in one spot and continually build up heat over a period of time. So where these planetary waves sit tend to govern where the heat waves occur.
Right. So in terms of the prediction for 2024, and as we go forward, do we see these events as a trend that continues, sir? Because last time we had a conversation, some scientists predicted that these are anomalies that are noted, these extreme weather events, and those make it very difficult to predict them.
Yes, we have to consider it in the context of the global warming that we can see and the other signals that we can also see, such as the emergence of the El Nino. So we know that the global temperature will warm in an El Nino year. So we're going to see additional heat put into our climate systems. And normally when we see that shift, we will see other extremes emerge. So it won't be unusual to see more extreme heat waves.
More extreme heat waves won't be unusual. Dr. Pai, what does that mean for a country like India, which is already amongst one of the hottest in the world?
Yeah, as John said, like temperatures are increasing in line with the increase in the temperature globally. There has been also increase in the temperature over India. However, for this year, we have been so far not experienced much heat waves, particularly during the month of May and June. And the decadal forecast, in fact, released by WMO themselves, the month of May shows that, in fact, next 5 years or so, normally the temperature over India is likely to be slightly above normal. So not expected to be high, but we may still experience increased heat waves in some parts, particularly the northwest and central part of the country.
Okay, Dr. John, are there particular regions in the world which need to be more concerned about the heat situation than others, or is this going to be unilateral and across the globe?
Well, it's never unilateral across the globe because we have the interannual variability, and that interannual variability is driven strongly by a signal such as the El Nino. So my home country of Australia will expect to see higher probability of drought and certainly warmer weather during spring, which can bring early heat waves, particularly in the tropics. And I suppose indeed I'd throw to your other expert on the program, any delay in the onset of a monsoon would be a big signal to me for an increased opportunity for extreme heat waves. So I think the local expertise that can guide those questions about, particularly in the tropics where we may see a delay in any monsoon onset, would actually be a signal for large heat waves.
Right, important point that you make there. Just quickly as we wind up this conversation, last couple of points from you and Dr. Pai as well. In terms of our own ability to cope with this situation that one has seen, possibly getting worse, we are talking only of temperatures that we have in our recorded history. We don't know beyond that how it's played out, right? So how do you see this changing perhaps patterns? As you pointed out, monsoon is one aspect. And would this effect also cause other weather extremities, one that we have not seen so far?
Well, that's certainly on the cards because we keep on seeing unusual weather events that aren't in our climate record. I think what we have to worry about to some degree are the compounding effects of heat waves, where we see increased burning of forests. So the Northern Hemisphere are burning their boreal forests on unprecedented scales, and we're getting a lot of smoke and other particulates released into the atmosphere that can have unexpected effects. And heat waves, where they occur, are also deepening the effects of drought. So that can have, where they coincide, it can have quite interesting effects upon food security and the like. So there's the compounding effects we have to worry about.
Well, thank you so much for pointing that out. It's an important matter of concern. Dr. Pai, what can we learn from others, each other? What can we teach the world as well in terms of weather events and what we are living? Is there enough integration globally in terms of both warning systems and preparedness for possible extreme weather events and even heat?
Definitely. So there has been, international cooperation under WMO actually is insisting of, early warning system for not only heat waves, many other extreme waves like cyclone or heavy rainfall, drought, etc. So you can see that India itself actually leading cyclone forecasting, early warning forecasting system in the region, and we have been able to actually save a lot of life. You might have seen that since last 4 or 5 years, the deaths has reduced a lot. Actually, and there has been collaboration with other countries also, and we are actually exchanging model output each other, and thereby we have got large information to make predictions about these extreme events, and also giving a early warning to the concerned countries or the region locally, etc.
Okay. Well, expect the unexpected and expect extreme events. That's the message coming out of this conversation. Thanks so much, Dr. John, as well as Dr. Pai, for joining us and weighing in with your thoughts.